Electronic Arts has publicly acknowledged an issue in the PlayStation 4 version of Anthem that causes the game to crash the entire system, and the publisher is looking to players to help gather information on what's causing the crash. There's now a topic on its official forum, asking PS4 players that have experienced a hard crash to share information on their console and play session just before the crash occurred. Currently, the thread has racked up a little over 1,200 replies since it went live last night. We are currently in process of gathering information about the PS4 issues so we can determine the root cause, reads the post. If you are experiencing hard crashes of your console, please reply with the following information: PlayStation console, PS4, Slim, Pro, pin it, crash info. When does the crash take place? Are you having to take specific steps to get your PlayStation going again? And have you reported your crash data when prompted? The issue itself is more than just a frequent game crash. Anthem players have been reporting that the game will at times shut down the entire PlayStation 4 console and leave the system unresponsive for several minutes after. When the system does boot back up, it displays the same sort of warning you typically see after manually unplugging PlayStation 4 while it's powered on in rest mode. As we get ready to say goodbye to 2018, now is a great time for attendees and exhibitors of next year's game. Developers Conference to start arranging on-site meetings with each other using Connect business matchmaking. With just months to go until the big event, this is the perfect time to start thinking about who you want to meet at the show. This popular online tool allows most attendees to identify, contact, and request to receive meetings with the exhibitors of all kinds, either in exhibitor booths at the special GD Connect lounge. GD Connect is available to all pass types except Expo, and Expo pass holders can still upgrade to an Expo Plus pass to secure access to this powerful meeting tool. Once you have registered for GD, your profile will be automatically created. Simply log in, update your profile, and start searching for meeting opportunities immediately. This personalized, easy-to-use tool allows you to search for connections by their job and company focus and geographic location. Send meeting requests to create an on-site schedule that fits your objectives, and connect with potential partners. Attendees seeking more information on the show session lineup should check out the official 2019 schedule builder, which continues to add new talks every week. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more for more details on NGDC 2019 visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, OS. Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa, NP. This was originally posted on Medium. There's something that draws a particular kind of writer to ships. Say we want to create a story, not about a particular character and their journey, but a group of characters. This group cannot be homogeneous or united in purpose, as the story is not about the group's journey together, but about the lives of each individual, and how they each bounce and reflect off of each other. Just as our real lives do in life, each of us is the hero, or at least the protagonist, of our own story, and we have scant opportunity to fully see or comprehend how we affect the other people in our lives, much less the effect of our bit parts in the lives of acquaintances or strangers. Back to our story, we need to have some way to bound the scope of the narrative, or define the span of time that our characters' stories play out in. bounded by significant events, along with a clever constraint to stop ourselves linking ever more relationships and these characters into our tale's deliberately tangled web, and to reduce the complexity of the backstory. Let's ensure that there are at least several distinct groups among the characters that do not know each other when the story starts, so that a reader can meet each of our characters through the eyes of another. These groupings will also make it easier for the reader to remember each character among the ensemble. A journey on a ship, preferably in a time before modern communication technologies, fits all these criteria perfectly, and it's how you end up with, say, Catherine Von Potter's fascinating 1964 novel Ship of Fools. The setting is a 7-day voyage from Mexico to Germany in the early 1930s, and throughout the novel she continually dips into one character's life, only to have them bump into another character, who we then follow on until they encounter the next. While Ship of Fools never lived up to the incredibly high expectations of the public, Potter was a renowned author of short stories, and had famously been working on the novel for decades. It succeeds at portraying people that are, in Potter's words, alive and real, through this format of interwoven, co-linear stories. It's this same goal that drives my current work on Wayward Strand, and could provide some explanation for the setting and perspective of Lucas Pope's brilliant new game, Return of the Obra Dinn. I played Obra Dinn this past weekend, and as soon as I finished it I could not stop thinking about its structure, its perspective, the stories it tells. I see a lot of similarities between what Obra Dinn achieves, and what we are trying to do with Wayward, and my brain's been churning on many of these topics for actual years. So I wanted to get at least a haphazard collection of them written down somewhere. Note that the following may only make sense if you have already played Return of the Obra Dinn, or at least have an understanding of what the game is. Following a thread of untimely demises in Obra Dinn is a memento-like experience. Each scene contains clues or suggestions as to the next, and as you follow the thread back through time the story gradually unfolds, both forwards and backwards. Something I find really interesting about these scenes is how minimally they are constructed. Oftentimes, there are just a couple of lines of dialogue, sometimes even just a snippet of nonverbal audio, which tells its own grisly tale. After it plays, the scene you are visually presented with and can walk around in is a single, frozen snapshot of a moment in time. Thus, there is a large amount of the story and plot, which is inferred, or can be inferred, within the space that is propped up by these spare materials. It's space in which you are meant to reason through various possibilities and develop your own timeline of events in order to solve the game's puzzles. But in this space, you can also develop characters. Further, you can fill in other events to satisfy your own curiosity, a desire to have a more complete mental picture of what went on. This method of storytelling gives the player's mind lots to chew on during and after the actual experience, as well as providing the story a sense of a scale beyond itself. The implicit, gray space elements that are created from the explicit scaffolding create an impression that there is more to what's going on than just what you see or hear or even put together yourself, that the story that you are experiencing is happening within a larger context. Why is that important to me? As a creator and as a player, I think it's because so many narratives are so tight and clean they fit within a specific, heroic mode that is born of our individualistic society, and is pleasurable to our pattern-sensitive brains. But that's not how life works, at least most of the time, and stories told within that mode while powerful, neglects so many aspects of real life that I think are important and exciting to explore in fiction. When following a thread of these vignettes of death, while each scene focuses on a different character, the scenes often are co-linear within the timeline of the narrative.